Hello, my name is Robert Lloyd Griffiths. Welcome to DofE Wales Employability Week. I'm the National Director of the Institute of Directors here in Wales, but I'm also privileged and honoured to be the Chair of the DofE Wales Business Advisory Group. And it's a number of individuals representing companies across Wales who believe passionately in what the DofE Wales does to help prepare young people for the world of work and life. And I'm particularly proud of my association with the DofE. I didn't actually do the awards myself, but feel like I've understood a little bit of the effort and opportunity that those taking the awards do experience by myself taking part in the Diamond Challenge a couple of years ago, climbing the 3 peaks of Wales. And what I learnt then was to go the extra mile, to work as a team, to work individually on your own initiative, to do your best, to give of your best, and to really push yourself. And I know that those are the traits that the DofE help instill in our young adults in spades. So we've got some great things going on for our Employability Week through our DofE Wales social media channels. I believe there's never been a more relevant time to help young people to develop those skills from the workplace. This has been an incredibly difficult year, and next year will be difficult as well, but hopefully when we come out of the pandemic, things will improve and opportunities will improve for employability. We know the job market's tough out there right now, and that's why we're here to try and help. So look out for how the DofE helps young people learn life skills needed to be successful in the workplace. Hear from some of our DofE alumni on how taking part in the DofE has helped them in their chosen career. Listen out for some top tips from some DofE Wales brilliant supporters on topics such as getting noticed for the job that you want, how to stand out in a competitive job market, or advice simply on getting started on the career ladder or finding your first job. Also, essential employability skills like team working and resilience, so important for the world of work and the world of business. So I'm thrilled to be launching this important week. But that's all from me for now, and I'd now like to hand over to one of our Gold Alumni Awards winners, Sravya Bathula, who is also a member of the DofE Wales Business Group. Thank you for listening and have a great week.
Well, firstly, I really enjoyed doing my Gold DofE. Doing my Gold DofE allowed me to find my love of swimming, which is something I still do even now to keep fit. It helped me gain my grade 7 for piano because I was practicing every single week. I started volunteering because of DofE. I became a volunteer counsellor at a charity called Childline. One of the things that was so valuable for doing the DofE was my residential. I did my residential at a cookery school in Yorkshire, and won't lie to you, those meals at university were a complete lifesaver. Not to mention, still use some of them today. My expedition part of my Gold DofE was a 4-day trip in Snowdonia, and on the 4th day we climbed Mount Snowdon, which is a great talking point because not that many people have done it. But yeah, the expedition definitely fondest part in my heart from doing the DofE. But in terms of how it helped me with my career, I am currently a qualified accountant and I work as an auditor at a company called Sanlam, and prior to that I worked at a company called PwC as an auditor. DofE taught me a lot of skills that helped me in my career, maybe indirectly, some directly, but I think there are 3 main wins that have really shone through. Firstly, confidence. And when I say confidence, I don't just mean confidence in being able to stand up in front of people or to lead a team. I really mean confidence in yourself. It's really important that you're able to put yourself outside of your comfort zone and be confident in doing so. And when you're outside of your comfort zone, you do so many other skills such as think on your feet, change how you are, adapt, stay calm, collected. One memory that springs to mind is the expedition. I remember it was day 3, we were tired, we were hungry, and the sun was coming down, and you could kind of feel that it was going to rain, and we hadn't got our tents up, and we were completely out of our comfort zone, because all the other days we had all the time in the world to put up these tents and get ready, but we had to think fast, we had to be adaptable, we had to change our approach, and we had to be a team player, and we had to trust that we had the skills to do it. So being able to be confident in our abilities, in our team, was massively important to try and achieve the task of eating and sleeping that night. In my career, there are so many times where suddenly something will come up, and it won't be what I'm used to, and you have to use those skills where you are thinking on your feet and you are able to stay calm and collected, and that involves a lot of confidence, and you have to be confident in yourself to be able to do that. So that's been hugely valuable. The second skill DofE has taught me is communication. Like I said, so for my volunteering element of doing the DofE, I became a volunteer counsellor at a charity called Childline. Now, whilst I was volunteering, I had to speak to people of all different ages about sometimes quite difficult topics, and doing the volunteering really helped me hone in these skills. I started to be able to articulate myself and say my point of view and listen to people. Now, in my job, there are times where I have to have difficult conversations. Maybe an audit isn't going well and I have to tell someone that their audit is going to fail. And having these difficult conversations doesn't come easy. But DofE helps you. DofE allows you to explore using these skills and actually hone in how you can do it. So now at least I feel a lot more comfortable in actually having these difficult communications. So it's been invaluable in my actual career right now. The third skill DofE has taught me is consistency. Now, my DofE, because I just did the gold, took me 18 months to get my gold status DofE, and that's a long time to commit to something every single week. Now, in interviews, there are a lot of times interviewers will ask you, how can you show that you're committed to the company? DofE is a great example. You can say how you picked a skill or picked a sport and you were consistent and you did it every single week. And that's a great talking point within an interview. But in my career, being consistent is really important. There are a lot of times I work on projects that take 2 years to complete, and I have to be consistent. And there are definitely days where I don't want to go to work. And in the same way, when I did the DofE, there were definitely days that I didn't want to practice the piano, or I didn't want to go volunteer that day. But DofE at least taught you that you need to look at the end goal, and despite those difficult days, you can still power on. And it's showing that consistency and being able to have those techniques to be consistent on something you don't want to do necessarily is really important. And having done that from a young age, I can now do it in the workplace, and it's definitely a skill that I found employers really value. So all in all, I think they're my 3 main takes from doing DofE, and those are the 3 main skills that came out amongst all of the other skills that you gain whilst doing the DofE. So I think my DofE experience really helped me in my chosen career.